Hey, what's up, baseball fans? It is the 6th of May. We got day baseball to talk about, so not long before the slate starts, so let's hop right into it.
Yeah, let's get after it. We don't have too much time today.
All righty. Hope everybody had a good night last night. Either way, please click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the station if you're new to it. And if you want the members only video, go to the website link below. We got monthly and weekly memberships available for anybody who's interested in them. You get both sports with monthly and weekly. So I'm talking basketball and I'm talking baseball. We got the NBA playoffs coming up soon. Let's talk about today's pitching slate. So by our count, there's like 6 to 8 pitchers who are playable today. One guy that we both like is my boy Brandon Woodruff. So there's a couple of things to like right here. One, no Bryce Harper in the lineup again today. The Philadelphia Phillies are a high K team, but I like the real life intangibles right here of Brandon Woodruff. Has emerged as one of the better pitchers in baseball. Maybe not one of the best DFS pitchers, but a very good pitcher. And his team needs a win. My Brewers have dropped 3 straight games by 1 run. They've blown games in a variety of ways. Bad defense caused a lot of runs in the first 2 games. Peralta just couldn't get guys out for the first, 6 batters last night. For whatever reasons you want to come up with, they now dropped 3 straight on the road to Philly. This is when your ace comes in, stops the opposing team. I expect a very strong start from Brandon Woodruff right here in what I consider maybe not a top-end matchup, but a decent matchup against a team without their best hitter that does strike out a lot.
Yeah, a lot to like about Woodruff here. Can't imagine he gets a ton of love with all the other pitching options on this slate. You mentioned it. We love, really good, number one type starters like Woodruff coming in to stop the bleeding after the Brewers have lost a couple of straight games. I mentioned on the members only video that I thought the chalk pairing would definitely be Cole and Pineda, kind of leaving other guys like Woodruff out of the equation. Well, I was wrong there. I think it actually might be Cole and Eovaldi with Pineda as maybe a third runner up. But either way, it's going to leave guys like Woodruff, Wheeler, those other guys that we like out of the mix. Woodruff is our favorite out of the bunch because of, first off, he's had a really good year, and you mentioned the intangibles. I'm willing to give him a mulligan after the last start, his worst start of the year, coming against a Dodgers team that we know is pretty good.
He still only gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. So, I mean, it wasn't a very good DFS start. I think he had 16 points. There was a bunch of guys that day, if I remember correctly, we liked, and a lot of them had bad days, including Dustin May, who unfortunately left with Tommy John surgery. Not his fault that he had a bad day, but unfortunate right there. So, again, I like the real-life intangibles here. Is he a must? No, I don't think it was a must. There's other good pitchers in here, but we like this game to be a pitcher's duel.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, let's check up Hunter Dozier. I like this kid. I like this kid a lot. I think he's a better hitter than the numbers bear out right now. And he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball over the past 4 games. 7 extra base hits, including 3 home runs over his past 4. Only 3,400. He's got dual eligibility at both third base and outfield, which really helps in building a lineup. McKenzie is not a bad pitcher, but he's had a lot of struggles early on this season. So I expect a couple of these cheaper Royals to get a little bit of attention. Hunter Dozier is my personal favorite. There's another guy we both like. We brought him up the other day. You can probably figure out who that is. But the price tag is fair. If you want to load up on high-end pitchers today, he's a guy that fits right into your build.
Yeah, he's red hot right now. I agree with you. He's better than this price tag. I don't think he's on a ton of people's radars just because hitting at the bottom of the Royals order, people really don't like to go with the 6-7 hitters. That said, I mean, he's just been so good, double digits in 4 straight, ton of extra base hits. 3,500, it's hard to get that type of production. Like him quite a bit.
Yeah, when you talk about guys who have 7 hits or 8 hits over a couple game stretch, are they singles or are they like flat out getting a hold of it? Because singles are great. They add up in your score. But, man, I want somebody who can strike out the first 2 times they're up and then hit me a 3-run home run and have a nice day solely based on 1 pitch. I love that upside in baseball. And he is tattooing the ball all over the place right now. So the Royals lineup also, we broke them down today. There's a reason that they're winning a lot of games this year. Their lineup is better than people realize.
Yep, agreed.
Now just wait till our boy Mondesi comes back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about Matt Carpenter right here. And, number 1 point for Matt Carpenter, 2,700. Yeah, this isn't the guy that had one of the best 2-month stretches we've ever seen a couple of years ago. But you've watched a lot of his at-bats lately, and you said you've seen some buying signs.
Yeah, a bunch of buying signs. He had 2 pinch hit home runs in back-to-back days about a week ago. Then has made the lineup a couple times against righties and has hit the ball hard almost every at bat. Has hit it hard at people a couple times, but that's happened. That's baseball. presumably hitting right in the middle of this Cardinals lineup at 2,700. He's another one of these guys I like a lot as a really cheap filler piece. I'm probably a bigger well, I know I'm a bigger Carpenter fan than you are. I'm probably a bigger Carpenter fan than most out there, but that's okay. I mean, that just makes me like him more at 2,700. Again, I've watched a bunch of his at bats. We talk about that a lot. Part of what we offer and what we think that we're good at is actually watching these games, not just talking about the numbers. No guarantee Carpenter has a good day today, but I like him quite a bit.
Next up, let's talk about the Washington Nationals. So I want to go over Yan Gomes, and I want to admit right now, there's this chance he does not make the lineup today. Day game after night game, veteran catcher, entirely plausible. The flip side of that is, Washington needs wins like most team in baseball. This guy's got 7 hits over the past 4 games, coming off a big night last night. He's got monster numbers off of Drew Smyly, and Smyly has struggled this year. Not just giving up runs, giving up huge power. We've said this before. We'll say it again. What wins GPPs in baseball? The home run, and he's given up a ton of them. Gomes looks good at the plate right now. If he's in the lineup, he'll be right smack dab in the middle of it. And it's not just him that I like. It's a bunch of the Nationals bats.
Yeah, the Nationals are definitely in play here. I mentioned Gomes on the members-only video. He's hot right now. Certainly, relatively speaking, he doesn't have too many of these stretches. 7 hits over the past 4 games. Bunch of extra base hits, seeing the ball really well. And yeah, no guarantee he makes the lineup. With Alex Avila, though, as their backup, a lefty, I do think he's in there today.
I hope he is. He's my guy if he is.
Yeah, he's also like red hot right now. So, I mean, we talked about this a bunch recently. That doesn't mean he's going to be in there, but he should be.
And if he gets announced as a starter in time for before lock and stuff, he'll be popular today because we love these catchers who are in the mid 3s and lower for a price tag, but also bat in the middle of the order. It's difficult some days to roster a catcher who bats in the 8 hole, right behind a bad 7 hole hitter and right above the pitcher, right? It's just harder to get RBIs and runs where that's your spot in the lineup. But when you bat in the middle of at least a okay lineup against a bad pitcher, just easier to get more at bats and to get more possibility for points.
When you're in that 8 hole at home in the National League, I mean, you're really probably only getting 3 at bats.
Yeah, and it's a tough place, too, because you're not even surrounded by the best hitters either. So it's a much better spot to be in the 5 or 6 hole where he was last night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Kyle Mother Tucker. I feel like it wouldn't be a day if we didn't bring this guy up. You want to talk about low owned? Insert any pitcher against Garrett Cole right here. Tucker is not having a great season numbers wise. You mentioned a week or 2 ago. He's hit into a lot of hard outs this year, but he does the things that DK rewards, which is home runs and stolen bases. You don't get a lot of hits against Garrett Cole, but most of the hits come from either, somebody runs, because you can run on Cole and gets into scoring position, or a home run.
Yeah, like you mentioned, while he's not having the greatest year, he does what DK rewards. He's dirt cheap now. And as you also mentioned, his upside is just real at this price point. Talked about Cole a bunch on the members only video. He's been awesome. It's certainly not a good spot for him. He's going to be really popular. And as a tournament player, I don't mind a bat or 2 against him here, specifically Tucker at, again, this dirt cheap price tag. Another guy kind of like Carpenter, it's hit into a bunch of loud outs, has hit the ball on the nose a ton this year. Hasn't really worked out to fruition for him, but you got to believe that's going to turn around. Coming off an off day yesterday, they gave him the day off. Of all the guys in the Houston lineup, Tucker and probably Alvarez even more so, but these are the guys that match up best with Cole and Brantley, the lefties. So those are the guys that I'm looking at as one-offs. And again, at this price point, he's far from a must, but the upside's real and he's not going to be owned.
Also, the wind's blown out to right field today. In Yankee Stadium, down the right field line, I mean, it's a joke. If you watch games in Yankee Stadium, how many balls do you see skirt over that short portion, right? You're like, there is no business for that being a home run in Major League Baseball. Now you throw in the fact that the wind's blowing out to right, you don't even really need to get a hold of it.
Yeah, great point.
So, I mean, that one wouldn't even necessarily be on Garrett Cole. So, I mean, there's just a little added bonus right there.
I'm with you.
So, all right, guys. Good luck today. We'll see you later for NBA.
Thanks, guys.